Most people hear that someone can lose a pound of fat in a day and think it is a trick or a stunt. The truth is not dramatic. The body can already burn fat fast when the right hormones line up. Most people never reach this state because their habits keep the body in storage mode. The real problem is not weak willpower. It is not a lack of new diets. It is the simple fact that fat burning depends on fixing the cause, not chasing symptoms. When insulin stays high, fat stays locked away. You can count calories all day and nothing will change that rule. But when you create a low insulin environment, the body shifts into fat burning easily and naturally. The results feel smoother because the body is finally doing what it is designed to do. This is not starvation. This is not a trick. This is understanding how your body prefers to use energy. When you work with that system instead of fighting it, things change. The process is simple. Simple does not mean easy. It requires breaking habits, dealing with cravings, and stepping out of the non-stop eating cycle that keeps so many people stuck. When you stop feeding that cycle, the body starts using its stored fuel. Fat loss becomes predictable, not a battle. Fat burning accelerates only when insulin comes down. This single idea explains many success stories and many failures in the world of weight loss. People think fat loss is about cutting hotter or pushing harder in the gym. The real driver is hormonal. When insulin is high, the body is in storage mode. This happens even if you eat less or work out more. The body still leans toward holding energy, not using it. Insulin moves sugar into cells, but it also tells the body to save extra energy as fat and keep it locked. If insulin rises often because you snack, graze, or eat foods that trigger spikes, the body never gets a chance to tap into stored fat. It waits for the next meal because fuel keeps coming. As long as that cycle continues, fat stays untouched. When insulin falls, everything changes. The body shifts into release mode. Fat becomes available again. This is why some people suddenly see big changes when they adopt habits that reduce insulin. They are not burning extra calories by force. They are finally using the giant energy bank inside their own body. Fat is stored fuel. Most people carry tens of thousands of calories in fat at any moment. When insulin stays low, the body will use that fuel without hesitation, because that is how humans survived for thousands of years. Food was not always available. The body stores energy and uses it later. Today, we never let the second part of that cycle happen. The machinery is still there. It still works. It is just blocked by constant eating. When insulin is low for long periods, the body does not need weeks to start burning fat. It reacts fast because hormones shift fast. People think fat loss is slow, but biology can be quick when the signal is right. The slowdown is caused by the modern lifestyle. Frequent eating, high sugar foods, stress, sleep issues. All of these push insulin up. The moment insulin rises, fat burning stops. Even a small snack can shut it off. It is not the size of the snack. It is the insulin reaction. This is why spacing meals out or using fasting windows works so well. It gives the body time to lower insulin and return to its natural fat-burning routine. People are often shocked at how simple this is because it sounds too basic compared to diet rules and calorie charts. But biology follows signals, not trends. Lowering insulin does not require extreme rules. It does not require hunger. It does not require expensive products or strict plans. You only need to give the body time without food. That can mean avoiding snacks. That can mean lengthening the gap between dinner and breakfast. That can mean using structured fasting hours that fit your life. The details differ from person to person. The principle stays the same. Once insulin stays low long enough, the body burns fat on its own. Energy becomes steady. Thinking becomes clearer. Many people feel lighter because their energy no longer depends on constant glucose. When insulin stops controlling the rhythm of your day, the body settles into a natural, steady pace. This is the same environment where someone might lose a pound of fat in a day under the right conditions. It is not a promise. It is a reflection of the body's potential once the hormonal environment is right. The idea is often misunderstood. People hear it and think it is a guarantee. It is not. The body can burn fat quickly, but the rate depends on several factors: meal timing, stress, sleep, activity, past health. Insulin resistance. Someone with long-term insulin resistance may need more time. Someone with better sensitivity may shift faster. The biology is simple. Create a low insulin state, and the body uses fat. The practice can feel challenging because it requires breaking habits and emotional eating patterns. People eat because of time, stress, boredom, culture, not hunger. Every time food enters the system, insulin rises. That rise blocks fat burning. This is why the space between meals matters. The potential for losing a pound of fat a day shows what the body can do when nothing interrupts the process. The body can pull thousands of calories from fat stores. However, the moment insulin rises, the signal is shut off. Some days you may burn more, other days less. The scale does not always show fat loss because water changes mask the numbers. Sometimes you burn fat, but the scale does not move because water is holding. Sometimes the scale drops fast because water leaves, not fat. Fat loss is not a straight line. It is a biological process that responds to hormones, not wishes. People think snacking is harmless. It is not. Snacking keeps insulin high. This alone explains why many people fail to lose weight even when they eat healthy foods. Modern diet culture pushes frequent eating. It is not based on biology. Every time you eat, insulin rises. Fat burning stops. Even a small bite resets the signal. People snack without noticing. A bite while cooking, a sip of a sweet drink, a piece of candy, all of these count. The body does not care how small it was. It responds to nutrients the same way. If someone eats 5 or 6 times a day, insulin never drops. Fat stays locked. When snacking stops, the body finally gets a break. Hunger becomes stable. Cravings calm down. Fat burning starts again. Snacking also shapes fake hunger patterns. Brain rises based on habits. If you always snack at night, your hormones expect food at night. You feel hungry because your brain is trained. When you break that pattern, the signals fade. Real hunger is different. It comes and goes in waves. Cravings rise sharply but fall quickly. If you wait a few minutes, they pass. Once the body adapts, hunger becomes predictable and easier to manage. People often feel more calm, not more hungry, when they stop snacking. Extended fasting windows take this further. When you fast, insulin goes down and stays down. Growth hormone rises and protects muscle. Fat becomes the main fuel. Hunger becomes easier to manage. Cravings reduce. Energy becomes steady. The body enters ketosis naturally because it switches from glucose to fat. This is not dangerous. It is normal human biology. The body becomes flexible. It can switch between fuels easily. This flexibility supports fast fat use. Extended fasting also improves insulin sensitivity. When cells respond better, insulin stays lower with the same amount of food. Lower insulin means more fat burning between meals. Fasting also supports repair inside the body. When digestion stops, the body focuses on cleaning damaged cells. This improves energy. It improves metabolic health. It supports stable fat loss over time. Fasting also reduces mental noise. When you eat often, you think about food all day. Fasting clears this. Fewer meals, fewer decisions, less emotional eating. The routine becomes simple. Once the body adapts, fasting feels natural. Calories matter less than the hormonal environment. People believe weight loss is math. The body is not a calculator. It is a hormonal system. Two people can eat the same calories and get different results. The difference is insulin. High insulin directs calories into storage. Low insulin allows calories to be used or burned. This is why calorie restriction often fails. When insulin is high, the body holds fat. It slows metabolism. It increases hunger. It tries to survive. Someone eating fewer calories but snacking often can still gain fat because insulin stays high. Another person eating more calories but eating fewer times can lose fat because insulin stays low. Hunger is not calorie-based. It is hormonal. A meal with the same calories can leave you hungry in an hour or full for hours, depending on the insulin effect. When insulin spikes, hunger rises after. When insulin stays low, hunger stays calm. Snacking keeps insulin up and hunger unstable. Fasting keeps insulin down and hunger predictable. Cravings are hormonal, not emotional weakness. They come from glucose swings, high stress, poor sleep, or habit loops. Stress raises cortisol. Cortisol increases appetite. Lack of sleep raises hunger hormones. Dopamine pathways from processed foods create reward loops. When you change your eating pattern, these signals fire harder at first. It is temporary. Once insulin stabilizes, cravings drop fast. The body learns to use fat. The signals stop shouting. Consistency is the real power. The body adapts to routine. When your eating window stays stable, hormones line up with that pattern. Hunger rises only inside the window. Cravings fall outside the window. Fat burning becomes predictable. If you change the schedule often, the body never adapts. It stays confused. Hunger stays unstable. Progress stays slow. When your routine becomes consistent, everything becomes easier. The body knows what to expect. Stress reduces. Hunger becomes smooth. Insulin stays low for longer periods. Fat burning becomes steady. The process no longer feels like a fight. It feels automatic. Fat loss becomes a normal result of a stable rhythm, not a daily struggle.